You've heard me talk a lot about the path of uncertainty and all of the processes internally that I've been going through, the grief, the big awakenings, the reality of what my value is. And now it's time to do what I do best, and that's step into the magic. And I want to take you through my process before I just do the magic. And I want to show you how I create the certainty. You are a magical being. You are amazing because of the intent that you put out there. When you set a goal, when you have a vision, you are magic. Every time you create a vision board, every time you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to create a plan, that is you enacting a variation on your own magic. And I have a way of doing magic. It's kind of like the first blush of me sharing this with the whole world. And it is the acronym for magic, MAGIC. And it's a very simple process, but it takes you from just lighting a candle and hoping it works into really empowering yourself and saying, I know what I'm doing. I am actually putting forth the intention, the effort. I'm moving things in my life in a way to achieve a goal. And I'm pulling all the energy in that helps facilitate that. There's so many ways you can stack the deck in your favor. There's so many ways you can enhance your energy from not only the candle you choose, the intent that you set, the allies that you put in place with that, the time of day you're going to do this, the astrological influences, and your words of power, as well as where your mind's at and what your mindset is. So I'm just going to take you through this really quick, which is, what is your motivation? What are the allies that you're using for the spell? What is the geometry of the spell? Like, how are you building it on your altar? How are you putting the energy together? How are you going to ignite the spell? How are you going to really charge it up and bring that energy to it and add to it? And then how are you going to let the spell complete? Sometimes when we hold on to that spell and keep checking to see if it works, what we're doing, it's like we're pulling up the plant and looking at the roots to see if the roots are growing. And when you do that, you're killing the plant. So what do we need to do to complete and feel completed by the work that you did? Here's the quick process. I'm stepping from this place of uncertainty into a place of certainty. Your uncertainty doesn't have to be the way your life has changed, that you closed a business and you've sold it to somebody else. Your uncertainty can be the fact that the world is pretty crazy right now and you're not sure how you are supposed to act in it. The uncertainty can be the fact that maybe you've graduated school and you're not sure what you need to do with it yet. Maybe your uncertainty is you got a promotion and you're not sure what to do in this new promotion. There's so many places of uncertainty. Even a new relationship ending or beginning can set you in a place of uncertainty because your life is so different. It's anything that says, oh, I'm not sure what to do with this. And so this is stepping from that place into a place of, I know where I'm going. So let's talk about the motivation. Motivation is more than just your intent. Motivation is the why behind your intent. It's what's getting you up in the middle of the night with worry, or what's getting you up in the morning with excitement. So my motivation for this is, I'm ready. I'm ready to take the next steps in my life. I'm ready and I'm excited and I can see where I'm going to go. And so I'm ready to let go of the old. I'm ready to let go of the grief, to let go of the frustrations, to let go of all of the things that I built around having the business that I had, to maybe even reverse some of the spells that I had done in the past. That's a big part of my motivation. And my motivation is also, I want to open the road to a successful future, to stay engaged, to stay organized, to stay empowered. That's my motivation. So the first step is that motivation is writing it down, writing it all down, and then circling the things that are really most important to you. The next step is my allies. And my allies today are from the Aunt Jackie line, a Van and reversing candle. And what this does is that helps release the grief, the old spells that I've done, the old intentions and commitments that I've made to a future that doesn't exist anymore. And that's kind of hanging me up to going forward in a new future, in a new path. So that's to release that old path that I spent a lot of years heading towards. Then my other ally is my road opener. I'm going to open that road to my future, and I'm going to step forward with it with both feet and eyes wide open. And then my next ally is my crown of success candle, because that's where I'm going to. More allies I have over here is I have fire agate to keep me motivated along this road. I have my aura quartz, which has like gold in it. It's just this really powerful, charge up feeling of success over here. And then I also have my obsidian sphere, which is another ally that I'm bringing into this to help with the clearing, to ground out that old energy. I have other allies that I'm bringing in here. I have my divine allies, the spirits that I work with, and I have some different herbs that I'm going to put over there. So those are my allies. Now my geometry. You might decide that you're going to create some structure, so you're going to put something in a square, or maybe you realize you're clearing a pattern, so you might do a spiral, taking it outwards, or maybe you want to create a community, so you're going to do a circle. Me, I'm doing a straight line going forward, opening the road. So that's my geometry on how I'm putting this together. And the geometry is also how you see this working in your life, how you see the pattern unfolding in your own life. And then I'm going to go to ignite. How am I going to ignite this? Well, the day that I'm doing this time frame that I'm doing this, and I'm taking advantage of the 1, 1, 1, 1. I was very inspired when I started reading about this January 2026, which distills down to 1, 11, 1. And we have a few days to do this in. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my igniting this. But also part of what I'm igniting this with is I'm taking my motivation, everything that I wrote out, and I'm creating some words of power that are going to ignite it, so that when I stand up and light these candles and set this up, I'm putting music on that excite me. I'm going to have my words of power set up. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing this at a time of day that is a very powerful time of day for me. I'm also, sometimes I look at where the moon is, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I look at the time of day. And that is how I'm going to ignite it. Sometimes I ignite these things and it has nothing to do with the moon or the astrology. It has everything to do with how I feel, how I want to be bouncy about it. Sometimes I ignite it by being calm and quiet. So how are you igniting this? How are you putting your energy into this? And then once I light these, how am I going to complete this? I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to set up my to-do list with a plan, how to achieve it, how to achieve these first steps. As things change and are different, and I have a journal that I'm going to write in, that's my complete, is that I'm going to pay attention to how this unfolds. I'm going to let this happen, and I'm going to journal about it every day and use my plan of action of the steps I need to take to step into the future that I want, to step into certainty. And how does that look? And also record when I am feeling uncertain and how to change that into certainty, not to spiritually bypass it, but to look at it and say, what part of me is speaking to me and what is it asking for from me to step into certainty? Because I've set all of the steps in motion. I have a few more stones that I'm going to carry with me that I'm going to put in this place and empower them up. But this is my magic process. And so I'm stepping into certainty. And if this is where you are in your life and you want to step into certainty, these are the candles that I'm using from the Aunt Jacki line, which are available right now because Type 40 Vending has purchased the equipment and is now making the candles. They're making the Aunt Jacki candles, they're making the Astro Magic candles, and they're in the process of buying the Coventry brand, which is so exciting that they're back in play for everyone. And we have available, which is why I have them, the Van candle, the reversing candle, the road opener, and the crown of success. And these together, they're going to help clear what I was still hanging on to, was locking me up. And why the reversing candle? Because this one, it's a blend of the uncrossing and the fiery wall of protection. That's what makes it the reversing candle. Why did I do this? Is because I put a lot of stuff in motion, and that needs to stop because it is still pulling me forward in a certain direction. The other thing is, one of the things I said in motion is, I'm done. I'm closing. I'm no longer in business. I put a lot of that in motion, and there's a lot of people that gave me a lot of love about that. And they're still thinking that I'm done, that Jacki Smith is done, that Coventry is done. Coventry is now moving into something else, and we have an amazing partner who is taking it on. And that needs to be cleared and reversed. That energy of death needs to be reversed. So Coventry is not done. And why the Van? We're getting rid of my own bad vibes, my own bad talk, and we're just going to clear that up. The road opener is pretty self-explanatory because we're just going to open that road. And the crown of success is pretty self-explanatory because that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put my crown back on because I know how to be sovereign in my own life. And I'm reminding myself that I know how to do this. So it's time to step out of the uncertainty, out of the space that I gave myself to really process all these emotions and step into action. If you have any questions, let me know, and I am here to answer them for you.